Hey, I'm Chad Lawson, and I want to show you how to play my song, Irreplaceable. So there's a link for it down below. Click the link, grab the music. It's in digital form. You can follow along. And I have a nice cup of tea here in my Andy Warhol cup. So it's kind of a perfect day. Like my dog Derby is down below. He's always at my feet when I'm at the piano. It's raining outside, which is actually my favorite kind of days because it's like the best time to sit at the piano. And yeah, so just a nice tea, and let's just play some music. So click the link below, print it out. Let's have some fun. All right, so I'm going to keep this really short and sweet. So there's really this song, Irreplaceable, centers around 3 chords: C minor, F minor, G7, C minor. Let me play this introduction section for you really quick. I'm going to play it slower than normal, just so you know. I'm going to play it again this time, but I'm going to tell you the chords. C minor. Here comes the F minor. Watch my left hand. So what I'm doing in the very beginning, so you have playing a C minor chord, so there's my G, and then I'm going E flat G. But notice my left hand just going back and forth between G and C. Here's my F minor. I'm still using that C, but now it's moved down to an F. F, C, E flat, F. Now we're going to move down to that G. And this is where it gets a little tricky, but stick with me. So there's that G7. I'm playing a C there because you guys know me, I love tension and release. There it releases that tension and release right there. So it's let me go back to it. I'm playing this from memory, so sometimes it gets a little difficult. Here it is. Here's that C minor. So if I were to look at it with the right hand, I'm just doing E flat and G. Now when I go to that F minor chord, I'm still doing E flat and G. But now E flat, F. Now when I go to this G chord, and if you'll notice, watch my left hand. Right here, watch. Making it really obvious. I'm keeping this G just super simple. I didn't want to add the third, the E flat, because had that been the case, just gets really dark and just kind of muddy down there. So I'm trying to keep this really kind of clean and simple. So I just kept it there. That's the introduction. It goes through twice. Let me play it for you really quick, and then we're going to move on to the second part. I hope you're having fun. That's part one. The rhythm, I was thinking, let me explain to you the rhythm really quick. So this song is in 12/8, but if you really want to simplify it, just think in 3. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So takes a little bit of getting used to. So take it super slow. Take everything super slow, especially this next section while I grab a sip. Okay, same chords. So that part's easy. Let's go over the left hand really quick. Root, 5, 3. Okay, so C, G, E flat. For the F minor chord, I'm doing the same thing. Root, 5, 3. These are flat 3s, by the way, for anyone that wants to like write in and say something. Root 5, flat 3. And then continuing with the G over the D. I think that's what I'm doing. We'll jump off that bridge when we get there, and then we'll come back to the C minor. Let me play this part for you really quick. I'm going to take it slower than normal. So in the right hand, that melody over the C minor, I'm just doing G octaves and an E flat. So with that F minor, G, A flat, C, then to an F. Now I'm at that G7 over D. In the right hand, I play G, B, F natural. Now back to that C minor. So one more time, that section right there. Now that section continues, so follow along. I'm going to play it first. I actually play that part because I'm not reading the music, so I was like, oh yeah, what am I playing there? So let me walk you through that right there. So again, C minor, and then I jump. Okay, it took some practicing to do this. After that E flat, I'm jumping up to that C. C, octave C, G. that B flat. Here's my F minor now. Watch my right hand, what happens? I'm moving my entire hand, and I'm starting with my thumb on B flat. I'm playing my third on G, and then my pinky, my fifth finger, is playing B flat. And then I move that down to that F minor, so A flat, octave A flat, C. So that move so once again, I have to be honest, I really worked out a number of different variations to see how that fingering would flow and like what was the best approach. And so if you notice, right there, I moved from my third to my two, because then that just sets me up so much easier for this 5 to be on the C. And if you notice, I'm doing the same thing. I'm moving from the 2 to the 3 now. Now on with the G7, F, G, B natural. Right to the C minor. I'm going to play that whole section one more time slowly. I'm going to play at normal speed. Watch my left hand just so you can see where the chords fall and also the arpeggios that I'm playing. Okay, that's part 2, right? I'm going to play that whole section, part 2, because it actually repeats. It plays twice. Well, I'm only going to play it once for you really quick. So here is part 2, or the melody. And then it goes to that section one more time. Something to keep in mind when you are playing this note, it is obviously the most used note in the song, and so it can be a little monotonous, so just kind of be aware and kind of ebb and flow as far as the velocity that you're playing this note in. Because if it were like this the entire time, it's going to drive someone crazy, right? So be rather cognizant of how often, well, how loud you're playing this. And that's also where the rhythm, I mean, like, it's great, and I practice with the metronome every single time I practice, every single time. Because it's incredibly important, but also once you step away from that, you have the ability to play rubato, but also within kind of like a box or a shape or a lane, if you will. So even though this ebbs and flows as far as the rhythm is concerned, use that to your advantage. And also, notice the volume with the left hand, because sometimes that's going to increase and sometimes that's going to decrease. So just things to be aware of. It's not just notes on a page. You want to listen through to every artist you can and just see how they have inflections as far as the volume is concerned. Okay, so we got part 1 done. We have part 2 done. Now we have one last part to do, which is part 3. Excuse me. So this song so far has been centered around minor, but there's some sunlight peeking through. And this is where we move over to major. So the chords are A flat, we have E flat, F minor, E flat, and then that section repeats. There's one slight change. A flat, E flat, and then it goes to a B flat. Let me play it for you really quick, and then we'll dive into it. All right, so it's not that bad. There is a little bit of like jumping or some hand stretching involved, but for the most part, it's not that bad, right? So if we have A flat, and then I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing octave C, because there's the melody, and then I'm doing, I think, yeah, so G natural. I'm jumping up to that E flat, and then to the D. My 2 notes down below, they're not changing. Now I'm jumping to the 3rd of E flat. Nope, I lied. Let me play it really quick. Yeah, to the 5th. So with this E flat, it's D, G, B flat. So we have a major 7 here. I just love that sound. I mean, you could have left it E flat instead of D, and it would sound like this. That's fine. Nothing wrong with it. It's okay. I just wanted a little bit more color. So it just kind of lifts, you know? It's kind of nice. And just as I did with that A flat, I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking my pinky, my 5th finger, and I'm going up. So F minor, E flat. Same thing on the repeat. Little different. This is where we go to the 3rd of E flat. And then we have the B flat. It's actually pretty cool right now because the sun is literally starting to come out. So I just think it's hysterical because it's been raining cats and dogs this entire time. And then when we get to the bridge, when it turns happy, I kid you not, if I could turn the camera right now and show you, you'd be like, what? But the sun is trying to come out. All right, so if you noticed on that B flat, I'm not just doing the B flat triad. Again, tension release. I love tension release. I'm going to play that section for you, and then that's it. There's one little tweak, to be honest, that we'll get to in just a second. I hope you're enjoying this. I am. It's just nice to sit and play it. All right, so part 3. I realize that jump may be a little difficult. Go incredibly slow and practice that. For a while, I was toying with the idea of moving this closer, but have fun with it. Mess around, try what works, and it doesn't have to be note for note. Like, go with whatever is comfortable for you. And then it goes back to part 2, which you've already learned. If you keep hearing a clicking, it's driving me nuts, just so you know. I have weights on all of my keys because I like to make them a little bit more, when I practice, I want it to be like a workout, right? And so I found that I love my piano and the action is a little too perfect to play. And so my technician, he added some weights, because what I found is I was going to venues, concert halls and whatnot, and the piano, the weight of the action was a little heavier than what I was used to. And so I don't know if you're picking up on that or not. It's just me. Anyway, I hear it, just so you know. All right, now back to section 3, because when it goes back to this a second time, there is a tricky little part. And let me just show you. So we've done the intro, we've done the melody, we've done part 3, and it goes back to the melody. And then it goes back to part 3. So in regular tempo, full transparency, it took me a while to get the hang of that. And it was only when I started focusing my attention, not on the moving thumb, it was only when I started paying the attention to the C, or the top note. That is your anchor, that downbeat is your anchor. So you've got the one Andy, and so on the and, the second note, and honestly, I would just take this as slow as you possibly can. And just do that. I wouldn't even worry about moving that top note. it slower if I can. It's kind of a brain tease, to be honest. I'm going to see how slow I can do it. So even with that, yeah, that's what I was wanting to figure out. E flat octave, G octave. So watch. So just take your time with that section, take your time with that part. So, and then that's it. It goes back to the very beginning. I know that seems like just a standard ending, but if you notice, I intentionally end on that last G, because that's where the song begins, as far as the melody. And so I just thought it was really important to bring that closer into place. So, all right, I think that's it. I think that's everything. If I missed a part, or if you had a question about something, or if you want me to go back and do it slower, or just, if you want my dog to jump in and play along, just leave a comment below. Again, sheet music right there. The song is Irreplaceable. And yeah, thanks so much. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been helpful. And take care. See you next time.